Hey everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter, and today I've got a review that is a direct request from my subscribers. So we're going to be taking a look at the Holosun HS510C Reflex Sight. Now, if you've been watching my channel recently, you know that I've been doing a lot of optics reviews, and the majority of them are large windowed optics, either reflex sights or holographic sights, and there's a reason for that. That's because I have a very, very big optics comparison video coming up next month. So I'm going to do all the reviews first, then we're going to put all the optics together and we're going to take a look at them. I've been doing reviews on everything from the more expensive stuff, $700-800 Leupold stuff, down to the Vortex UH1, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Holosun 510C. This is the most affordable version of the optics that we're going to be looking at today, and if you ask me, it's surprisingly one of the better ones. Okay, so just like always, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by talking about the tech specs for this little optic right here. Then we're going to move on. I'll give you guys my personal experience with it, and then we'll finish it off with my final thoughts. Now, starting off with the tech specs, I got to say, I was pretty impressed with this little optic. It has a lot to offer, especially for an optic of its kind for under $300. This optic right here actually has 3 reticles and 2 different battery systems, which is fantastic. I mean, it's a lot more than some others have to offer, but it's not overly complicated. That's one of the things and one of the criticisms that I have for some other optics that are on the market. They become over complicated and a little bit too hard to work. This one right here, it maintains a simplicity to it, but while still offering you a lot of different things, including 3 different reticles and 2 different battery sources. This one actually has a solar panel, and that's where we're going to start off. We'll take a look at the solar panel. This is a solar panel very similar to the ones that they use on a lot of their other sites. So if you look at the Holosun HS510C, that's a model that I've owned previously that had a solar panel on it, and that was a great little optic. Still have it, still works to this very day, and haven't had a single issue with it. And what happens with that solar panel is it provides power to the optic if you don't want to run battery, or if you're in low light, or if you're in bright light even, and you have any type of basically ambient light shining on this, it'll pick that up and it will use that to power the optic. Then when you get into a situation where it's just low light, complete low light, or no light, it'll automatically switch over to the battery. So it is a seamless transition between the two. You don't see a flash or anything. It just goes from one to the other. Or you can just have it set up where you can run it on the standard battery. The battery is a CR2032, and on its own, without the solar power, is 5 years of runtime, approximately at 50,000 hours. So 50,000 hours of battery life plus a solar panel. I mean, it just gives you, really with the solar panel, it gives you unlimited battery life. But still, if you want to be able to use this in no light, very low light conditions, having that battery is going to be obviously very important. So having that CR2032 is nice. It sits in a little battery tray. This battery tray is accessed by having two Torx screws that are right here. You remove those 2 Torx screws, and it comes with a little tool that kind of helps you pry that out, and you push the battery in there. Even though the battery compartment is a little bit hard to access, I don't think that's such a big deal because the battery does last for so long. If you just remember, maybe every year or 2 years just to change out the battery, even though you don't need to. I do it just to keep them fresh. Year or 2 years, pop that out, put a new battery in. You don't have to worry about it for a long period of time. So battery power, solar, that's 2 great features right there. Another nice feature is that it comes with a Picatinny mount. So it comes with a built-in Picatinny mount that has a locking quick detach. So a lot of the ones that you're going to find on the market today, especially in kind of a discount, I would say not discount, but a budget price category, are just going to have something that would use like a standard Allen wrench in order to tighten down the mount to your rail system. This not only has a pretty decent little locking latch here, but it holds to the rifle really nice and is adjustable with an Allen screw on the other side. So I did read some comments on different websites where people, left reviews and stuff, and I was just trying to do my research on what people thought about this thing. And I did see some people saying, oh, it doesn't fit on my rail, it's really loose. Well, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put this thing on there, you tighten it down with the Allen wrench so that it is set to your rail. So what you want to do is hold it forward on the gun, push it forward in that rail system, tighten it down, and that way every time that you put this thing on, it's going to retighten to your rail. Okay, so that's one thing you want to keep in mind. Now, another nice thing, it has a really nice coating on the lens, okay, nice kind of anti-reflective coating. It is kind of a pinkish, orangish color, and it is not too reflective as far as, you know, allowing sunlight to bounce back, but still, it's a reflex sight, so you're going to get that with just about every other reflex sight. The body is made of 6061T6 aluminum, so it's got a nice strong body to it, excuse me. But the hood is the one thing that I kind of wanted to point out. This is another really nice feature. The hood is actually a titanium alloy. So you have the 6061 aluminum body, which houses the glass, and then the glass is kind of sealed in right there. But then to protect that housing and protect the glass, so if you were to drop this, you have that titanium alloy cover. So it's a really nice, strong, but lightweight. Titanium is a very lightweight metal. Titanium that covers that, so if you were to drop this, you're not actually getting direct contact to the glass, you're getting contact to that titanium alloy cover, and so it's not going to translate that shock into the glass, you know, breaking the glass. You know, I've tested some other really cheap ones, I'm talking like $40 to $100 ones. Second you drop them on the ground, bang, the glass, you know, just kind of shatters. So it does have that. That's another nice feature as well. You know, it's adjustable for windage and elevation. You have your windage on the top, which is elevation on the top, right behind the solar panel, and on the side where the quick detach lever is, you have your windage. So very kind of easy setup there. This is run with 2 buttons. Okay, 2 buttons on the side, and one thing that I do like about the buttons is that they are just slightly recessed, and I'll try and see if I can show you that there, but they're just slightly recessed, so they don't actually protrude from the optic housing too much, just a little. They're very almost level, but slightly recessed into the mount, so that's something that's really nice. You have a plus, you have a minus, you hit them both, you turn it off. This is an always-on optic. So if you're going to be using this optic, you want something that's always going to be on without an auto shut-off feature or anything like that. That's what you have here. It's an always-on optic. So if you have this thing on blazing high the whole time, then you want to keep that in mind because it's going to stay on high, you know, in your safe when you're not even looking at it. Okay, and then you have 3 different reticles, like I was kind of telling you before. And these reticles, I actually had somebody that requested this of me. They said, when I do optics requests, since I am somebody that has, you know, issues with my eyes, can I let them know what it's like for somebody like myself? What does the reticle look like? Why can't I think of the term? You guys know, I've made several videos about it when you're talking about red dots and how the red dot is perceived with this particular condition. But for some reason, it's just kind of escaping me. So I'm sure you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about. Nonetheless, this is probably one of the nicest, cleanest, clearest reticles that I've ever looked through. And that's going all the way from like a $1,000 optic down to this one. I mean, and every optic in between that I've ever looked at, this has got to be the nicest, cleanest, crispest looking reticle that I've ever seen. And I have eye issues. I have contacts that help me kind of correct that, but still, it's great. It's a very nice reticle, and it's adjusted by just holding down the minus button. So you hold down the minus button, it goes from a 65 MOA circle, and this is kind of neat. This is different. Just a 65 MOA circle, no dot. So you just get the circle, and the circle is very nice. It's clear, it's crisp. You hold it down a little bit more, you get a circle with the dot in the middle. The dot in the middle is a 2 MOA dot, so you have a 65 MOA ring with the 2 MOA dot, and then you hold it down a little bit more if you'd like, and you get just the 2 MOA dot. So 3 nice, very crisp and clear reticles that will allow you to do different things. You want to reach out a little bit further, get rid of that circle altogether. You want maybe, you know, that, let's say, 10 to 100 yard range, then do the circle with the dot. And then if you're just going to be like home defense, you know it's going to be like right up close and you just want the quickest access that you can get, go ahead and switch over to just the circle. It allows you a nice field of view with a nice big circle and nothing to block your field of view in the middle of that. You can actually see right through it. So that's another nice thing right here. So again, it weighs about, I believe I've weighed it. It weighs about 9¼ ounces. I believe it was 9.29 ounces when I weighed it. That's with the battery and everything on it. So it's right there kind of on par with a lot of other optics. You know, there are some heavier ones that are out there. The Vortex is quite a bit heavier. You have the EOTech, which is a couple ounces heavier or an ounce heavier in some cases, depending on what model you have. So it's kind of right around the middle as far as the weight goes. Field of view, fantastic. It's a large windowed reflex sight that really does allow you to shoot both eyes open if that's the way that you decide that, you know, is best for you. And it just gives you a 100% field of view. You know, they say it's parallax free, but absolutely nothing is parallax free if you get really, really close. Okay, you're gonna have a little bit of parallax. I didn't notice very much in this at all. It's comparable again to a lot of the other high-end market optics that are out there. So it is not very much as far as parallax goes. I noticed that about 25, 30 yards as you get out there, I didn't notice any parallax at that point. Okay, so you want to remember that the further you get out, the less parallax matters. At 50 yards, it's supposed to be completely parallax free. So that's something to keep in mind. It's waterproof down to 1 meter. Okay, so even with the solar panel on there, it is waterproof down to 1 meter. And I think that just about does it for our tech specs. So now let me tell you guys my personal experience with it. Now, I do want to thank Optics Planet very much for sending out this optic for review. You know, they sent out a lot of optics recently, and they are the big provider of the optics that we're going to be using for the comparison video that's coming up. So I want to thank them very much. Also, use the code TDS5 over at Optics Planet with the link below. Save yourself some money, and I believe this is actually free shipping. So click that link down there, check it out. Might have free shipping, save yourself a little bit of money. Now, my final thoughts kind of revolve not only around this optic right here, but around Holosun as a whole. Because when people look at Holosun, they want to know if it's a good product. And Holosun has been great. I've had an excellent experience with them. And I've had multiple optics, the Holosun 403A, the 503G, the 503GU, the 515C, the 510C, and all have worked perfect for me. But I have seen on different videos that people have had problems. They put them through extreme torture tests, freezing them, dropping on the ground, smashing, all sorts of crazy stuff like that. And they went through a little bit of a hiccup period where they address those things, they listen to their customers, and then they come out with a new product. So I like Holosun a lot, and I think a lot of other people that are looking for a great optic actually like Holosun as well. So, you know, I think that you really can't go wrong with your money here. I think that if you're looking to invest in something that's going to last you for a while, definitely check out Holosun. They're a great company that makes a great optic, a really quality optic for not too much money. Again, this is under 300 bucks. So I like it. This is going to be staying on my rifle. So, you know, I guess that kind of tells you I have a lot of optics that I've been reviewing lately, and this is going to be the one that stays on this rifle right here. So anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Check out the link in the description box if you want to check one of these out. Like, subscribe. Have a great day.